We could probably get into it straight away then.
All right, well, let's just get right into it. The first thing we are going to be going over, of course, is the Game Awards. I I think that everything that came out of it. As I was just saying, I think it went far better than anybody really anticipated. I know I was hedging my bets that they were gonna kind of filter around the awards a little bit more, but Expedition 33 really mopped up. It only didn't. All right, so the Gamer Voice Award, which is fan voting, they didn't win that one. But the only thing that they didn't actually win that they were nominated for that was in the show context was sound design, which ended up going to Battleground 6. And but other
Battlefield 6?
Battlefield, sorry, yeah, Battlefield.
Battleground.
That's how much it matters to me. I don't
But
play
it's
Battlefield.
so good. It's
Yeah.
actually a good game.
Well,
Mine
Battlefield,
is, well, Battlefield 6 is like, also the older, like up until
because that's what
Battlefield,
I'm talking about. Like, I don't pay attention. That's what I'm saying.
well,
Like,
up until like Battlefield 1, it was a decent game. 5 was worse than 1. Then 2042 was dog shit. Then 6 is actually a good game, though.
okay. Well, I don't pay attention to most first person shooters in general. But what I
Yeah.
was getting at is of the uh, what it basically got every award that it was nominated for, aside from basically that one and technically the gamer's choice or the player's voice, as they call it. But other than that, it seemed to do resoundingly well. Um,
It's weird
and I,
that
and I think that
Battlefield
it
won that because I think that Claire Scare is actually the better game with sound design.
oh, sound design encompasses all sorts of stuff. I mean, I think that when you're talking about the way that a first person shooter arena thing or whatever you want to call Battlefield, uh, the way that it's structured is really built around the concept of a three-dimensional landscape with everyone being able to hear things with proximity and that all that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit more tuned into that sort of thing, I guess, atmospherically. But otherwise, though, the sound design, everything that I've experienced with Expedition 33, I've played a very little bit of it, was gifted to me. But everybody keeps trying to get me to play all these other things. And you had mentioned that you were interested in me getting back into New Vegas, so that, by the time that this new season ends, I can kind of have a little bit more, I guess, scope on the lores and the various aspects, stuff like that. But we're here to talk about Game Award stuff right now. Um, so we'll get that's become known in future weeks. But because of that, I haven't played as much Expedition 33 probably at this point in time as other people would like. But also, to be quite honest, I enjoy it, but I tend to go more for stuff that's geared like Fallout if I'm going to play an RPG. I'm not really big into.
The
Um,
linearness of Eclipse Scare, or
uh, I mean, I don't even know so much that it's even linear. I haven't played enough of it to really say that, but
I thought like
it's
it was more so a linear story and not open world like New Vegas.
that very well could be the case. I haven't played enough of it yet to
Alright.
know. But just in terms of combat and things like that, the way that you move through the world, it's not really. I've never really been big into um,
JRPGs?
JRPGs. I guess like they're
Yeah.
all right, but I'm not a
Well, it's
dyed-in-the-wool
a
kind of fan
funny
for them.
trope, right? It's a funny trope where almost every JRPG has you killing God. Like
Right,
like some god, like you literally become a god killer in every JRPG.
right. But yeah, because of that though, I do enjoy it, and I certainly don't have a problem with it getting all the recognition that it has gotten this year. But there were other awards as well, I suppose. Is there anything specific that you want to focus in on, or should we just start at the with this article and kind of go with the flow
Probably
that
the
it has?
article.
All right. Well, let's bring that up. So, the first award that they covered was, of course, the most anticipated game. By no surprise, uh, Grand Theft Auto 6 was the most anticipated game for a second year in a row. And, if, depending on how things go this year, it might end up
Yeah, I
being
think
most
after
anticipated for a
one,
third year.
I think after 1 year, it's a bit too much. You shouldn't get 2 awards 2 years in a row.
Well, I suppose this is a special kind of exceptional award in the sense that it's for things that aren't out just yet. And so if you push it back, I guess you kind of give yourself a little bit more leeway.
Well,
But
it's like the people from, I think it was last year, right, where they were arguing that DLC won an award, and I'm like, that should not count.
oh well, to be quite honest, the Game Awards, I don't think that it's really done with any kind of objectivity. It's fairly subjective, and
Well, to be honest,
that could shift from year to year.
out of those, I think it was clear that GTA will have won. But if
Oh yeah.
I think it shouldn't have counted this year because it won it last year. But if it wasn't going to go to GTA, I could see it going to Resident Evil or the 007 game.
Yeah. Well, we were both correct in our predictions on this one because this one's fairly straightforward. So no surprises there. The next award that they have here is the Content Creator of the Year award, which
It was
uh,
clear it would go to Moist Critical.
this is the only one of these things that yeah, we both got correct on this one as well. Um, but
Like,
I don't think
especially
either of us really
after.
cared about it.
Well, I like Moist Critical, but sorry.
Right.
Like pretty much I thought I was gonna go Moist, especially after the PR stunt he did. As in like he literally gave up all ad revenue on his videos. So like he can, well, I think it's like the his donations. I'm not sure about ad revenue, but he pretty much gave up like the like donations he could get on streams and videos because he wanted to, like, he already is a millionaire, he doesn't need more money.
Mm. Well, he's the only person from this list that I was even tangentially
Although
aware of, but
wasn't Kai Cenat the one that went to China?
I I couldn't say. I don't pay attention to
All
a
right,
lot of these content creators. So,
all I can say is I'm glad Burnt Peanut did not win.
but yeah, we both had that here. So we were both correct in that one. The esports stuff.
I don't really care.
Neither of us actually voted on any of these things. Giving any kind of yeah, we didn't make any predictions on the team, on the athlete, uh, or even the best esports game.
I'll
I
do
think you
I
said you chose Valorant. I did not choose anything, but
Did I say Valorant? I
you did say Valorant, and I
All
said
right.
nothing. But I
I like looking at it now. I would have thought. I definitely would have thought. I don't know why I said Valorant. I would have
don't
thought
know.
Counter Strike now would have won. Well, it
Well,
did
Counter
win.
Strike did win.
No, I know, and why it's so. I can't imagine why I would say Valorant.
I think that you were talking about it was an older game. Um,
Oh, right, because recency bias and
right,
shit.
right. Games for Impact. The winner was South of Profitability, which you were correct on. I chose Lost Record, Bloom and Rage, because it is the
I
worst,
still
and I
can't
assumed that
believe
it
how
was
you
going to go to the worst. But
I still
I was
can't
incorrect.
believe how you gain powers in South of Midnight is you pick Cotton. That winning games for Impact just instantly confirms my thinking that they are all racist.
Yeah. Well, I this is one of those things where I don't really have too much to say about it because no matter who wins, the
It's a
gamers.
loss.
It's a loss for yeah, for gamers in general. And because none of these are really any games that I would probably want to spend any
Wait,
time with.
what's the next? Oh, okay.
Next one we got innovation in accessibility. Surprisingly, Doom Dark Age one. I believe in this. Let me see if I can find it
I
here.
think I said Assassin's Creed Shadows,
I'm
didn't
fairly
I?
certain that that was what you had as well. Yes. You went for Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I went for South of Profitability in this one because I assumed.
Ah, see, you should have went with the other one.
Yeah, well, again, I was just kind of because I'd already chose Lost Record for the game
Yeah.
for Impact, and so innovation
Why
and
Doom the
accessibility.
Dark Ages though? Like I heard that Doom sucked, by the way, but
I think they had a whole bunch of visual modes and things like that for people that have color
well, isn't
blindness and
that
stuff like that.
natural in games now for color blindness?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that this is one of those technical awards. How can we go and give somebody a thing that otherwise is probably not going to get much recognition?
Well,
Uh,
if they made an easy mode for Elden Ring, they would get this award if that was the case during their year.
Possibly, quite possibly. But yeah, a lot of these initial awards that we're going through, I'm just kind of like, okay, all
I
right,
don't really care.
right.
Yeah.
The debut indie game, first win we see here for Expedition 33. And let me double check here, but I
Before
believe
you say it, literally, like I want to bring up this is a separate game awards, but like
sure.
it has to do, so we're gonna leave in. But literally, the Claire Obscur losing their award for Game of the Year at some other award because they used AI is such bullshit.
And yeah, it's getting used in the dev process. There's a lot of static
Dude,
about that
A
whole situation,
literally
but
AI will make it so games will no longer take 10 years to make, they'll make two.
well, that is the interesting aspect of this. The same people who complain about the usage of AI for productivity are also the people that will complain that devs have to go through crunch and have to work all these insane hours. And it's like, all right, so do you want people to have productivity tools, or do you want people? Like, there's no winning with a certain group of people. They're gonna nitpick the bullshit until there's nothing good that can ever come from it, because it's either, all right, so you're sitting here saying that we have to do all this stuff by hand, especially when it's just for prototyping phases and things like
Well, like,
that.
did they
It,
complain about procedure generating shit? Like, for instance, Subnautica, when it was first starting out, right, was a procedurally generated
right,
world instead of a set one like is now.
right.
So literally, why didn't they complain about that? That's all computer generated.
Because most of these people don't know what the fuck they even think. They're looking for the signs of what the current topic is to, and the current perspective they're supposed to have on it. A lot of people don't really think about this stuff.
I
I can
just
s-
think there's
I can
no difference between that
No.
and AI.
Well, all right.
Well,
So
you know what
using
I mean
using
when I say
oh
no
yeah, oh
difference.
yeah, no, using AI in a prototyping phase and in the development, early development, is no different than going and finding source art that's evocative. It speeds things up if you can go and say, hey, can you make me an image that has these qualities, whatever. It doesn't mean that that's even the way the game's going to ultimately look, and
Yeah,
a lot of
they
that
just
stuff
had it
isn't
in
even
early
necessarily in
stages.
there.
They didn't even have
But
it in the release game.
the point being, though, like, because it was the indie game awards that went and rescinded the win after the fact, after it had been recorded and everything like that. But that's simply, I think, because someone was butthurt that Expedition 33 did as well as it did at the Game Awards, and they just had to try to find a way. Because what do I always fall back on? The stuff, stealth marketing. I'm fairly cynical, and you can kind of see that ideology took precedence at the Indie Game Awards. But I don't think most people really give two shits about the Indie Game Awards.
No, it's not like the
Um,
Game Awards where it has some popular shit,
right,
you
right,
know?
right. And so when I saw people kind of getting up in arms over it. I was like, just laugh it off. It's fucking retarded. It's not. It's This is like,
Oh, you can't say that anymore. It's not
oh,
PG.
oh well.
Nah, just fucking with
I
you.
am the problematic white guy after all. I guess I do say the things that I'm not supposed to. But point that I'm getting at is, you know, if the game that you like did really well in what is considered the mainstream, um, awards ceremony for the year, and then these smaller level award ceremonies decide that they're going to buck the trend and they're going to do this, I think that that's more so that they can be included in the conversation and actually have, because no one would have paid attention to the indie game awards uh, had they not gone and had their little.
All publicity is good publicity.
Exactly. So I kind of put that down to what that was there for. Now, we both chose Dispatch on here, and so we were both
Really,
wrong.
we both chose Dispatch.
Yep, and we were both wrong. But that is
Was that the
because
only one they were like Dispatch was on, or
I, I'm not sure. I,
well,
we'll
let's
see as
just
we'll see as
yeah,
we go.
we'll see.
But yeah, the next thing that we covered, of course, well, it's got community sport here. Um, Community sport was between Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky. Uh, Let me double check. I believe. I believe you got this correct, and I was incorrect. Let me double
Yeah,
check.
you said No Man's Sky, right? Because you like
No, not for this one. For this one, I didn't actually give a clear cut answer
oh, okay.
in time because we were talking about other things, and then we moved on to the next thing before I. So I just put myself as no answer, but you were correct in Baldur's Gate 3, so points to you for
Would you
community
have
sport.
said No Man? Like, if you were back then, would you have
Uh,
said No Man's Sky?
if I were, yeah, I mean, I wasn't even thinking about Baldur's Gate 3, but I do think in terms of community support, the way that it's been supported over all these years, um, I think speaks well to the way that it actually has, developed a community. Um,
Yeah,
so, but
I enjoy the game. I think it's better than Starfield.
yeah. But I know a lot of people do enjoy Baldur's Gate 3, and I believe this is the only award it actually picked up in the evening. So,
Well,
yeah.
is it like an old game? Like, it's a year old game now?
It came out fairly early in 2025, I think so. But
Oh,
but it it No Man's Sky will appear again later on, so maybe that's kind of what it comes down to. Best adaptation. I did not choose anything on this one either, because I hate all of these.
yeah.
Um, you did say The Last of Us, so you did get the point on that. But listening back to
Dude, it
what we were
was
saying in
just
our
so
predictions,
bad.
yeah. Um, I don't think that any of these are really all that deserving, especially when
Dude, Sonic should have
Sonic,
been on there.
right when Sonic came out, and should have been part of the contention for
The
this.
newest Sonic, did you see it or no?
I have not seen the three movies. I figure what I'll probably just do is, now that they're all three out, I'll probably just watch
Well,
all of
we
them in
don't know if there'll
succession.
be a fourth soon.
Right. Well, there's that possibility,
I'm
but
not sure which one it is, but one of the movies has a meme with like the two Robotniks dancing.
I think that might be the second one, but I could be wrong
Like, is
because
that like
I
some
haven't watched them.
like I know you didn't watch it. I'm asking this rhetorically, but like
Mm.
that some like alternate universe shit with two Robotniks like from I don't know.
I honestly couldn't say. I'd have to watch, and maybe I can give you a thought on it later on down the line if it ever comes up again. But yeah, I think that Sonic 3, this the third movie, was better than anything here on this list. But you did technically, you get the point. But Last of
It
Us,
did say that it should have been Sonic during that stream though.
yeah, both of us were saying that. So I contend that we were correct in that. Best VR game. Um, Let me double check here.
I don't
Because
think I know any of these.
right. I believe. All right, so I said Deadpool and you said Alien, and it actually ended up going to this Midnight Walk, which I'm
Dude,
not
all right.
even
I did
sure what
know Alien and or the whatever you said, I forget.
Deadpool. Yeah.
Yeah, I did know those two, but like I didn't I it should have been one of those two.
Right. I don't know anything about most any of these games. I only
Well,
know
this
the
looks like a
properties,
VR game, or it looks like a horror game, right? And horror does wonders in VR.
I suppose. But yeah, neither of us got any points on this one. We were split on our decision, going for things that we knew about more so than anything else. Um, but yeah. Moving on though, we've got best strategy sim game.
I was so pissed.
Right. Yeah, you and I, which is interesting because on Will's show, I actually did say Final Fantasy Tactics. So I would have been correct on that prediction over there. However, my predictions here were not exactly the same. Um, and when we were talking about, you said you were talking about Jurassic Worlds, which is what you chose. And I ended
I
up just
love it. I love that game.
and I ended up saying, yeah, sure. I've played them, so we were both wrong on that choice. It looks like.
Although Final Fantasy is like the industry, like what is it called? Like plant. Like it literally is like the people behind there are all into like DEI and shit. So
Mhm.
obviously, like that would probably have won. I'm not sure what is this like. Like I've never even heard of this game. It has to be like a mobile game or something.
Uh, I honestly, I
Like
think
I
that
would have heard if it was a PC release.
I couldn't tell you anything about it. I know that Final Fantasy Tactics was a thing back in the day. And I don't know if this is a remaster retelling of that or if this is
Oh, if
based
it's a
around.
remaster, I probably wouldn't have heard of it then.
Yeah, but isn't that Final Fantasy 12
I
territory?
have no idea.
I don't know, but yeah, again, it's just one of those things where it's like I'm not too worried about it. When it's all said and done with, I suppose for Final Fantasy, yay, they got to win. But if you enjoy
Didn't we
Jurassic,
both say Mario Kart on this one?
this is for the best sports racing game. Yeah, you actually, let's see. I believe, yes. Sports and racing, we both went for the obvious Mario Kart World. Although, uh, I think we both had said though that Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is actually a better game, but there's no way that Nintendo's going to get into this thing and not win. Which again, my predictions don't match it because on Will's show I actually did go with Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and did not get a point over there in that prediction. But here with you, we did both go for Kart World. Um, so yay. I think that this one was kind of an obvious.
I should have bet on these fucking awards. I would have made some money.
You actually
Dude,
did far better than you recall.
dude, I
From
would have made cash like betting on all the awards on like Poly Market or some shit.
yeah, well, like I say, you got 15 of them correct. So yeah, you did actually pretty well. The next thing we talked about, of course, best RPG.
This had
Uh,
I think we had to have both said cleric
I'm
here.
fairly certain. Let's see. Mm, mm, mm. Let's see, because yeah, when they did the nominations for them, they did them in a different order than the way this article has them listed. So give me just a second. Role playing. Actually, for whatever reason, you were kind of cynical about this one. You said Outer Worlds was going to get something. Um,
Maybe. Yeah, I
yeah,
probably
yeah.
would have said that.
Yeah. I double checked it this morning because I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure. Because reasoning was that Expedition 33 is going to get Game of the Year, so they'll probably give RPG to something else.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm gonna go with Expedition 33, so I got the point on that one. Um, but yeah, uh,
Like if I was to go over it again, like I probably, even if like it was the same context, I probably would have went Avowed, not even Expedition, because like both of those games were just so fucking dog shit, and like they were industry fucking like games, not actual games for gamers.
right. Yeah, I call that one a void. I heard a lot of people were not happy with a NPC character the tag along in Monster Hunter Worlds, and it had technical issues. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was controversial throughout its release for a variety of reasons, all
To
the
be
way up
honest,
to
I don't think my problem with Kingdom Come was really that, like, I don't care if there was like optional gay relationship in there. My problem was the fact that they lied about it being like actually like historically accurate.
right, right. Well, and that's what I was on the way to saying is I think that the developers themselves have probably caused more ill will towards this than the game itself, and it has only gotten worse seemingly since the Game Awards. I believe the head from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 had some kind of ex post, basically just crying about not winning and how
Yeah, the
yeah.
dude was such a
So
fucking shitter. Like,
so yeah, I think that doesn't. If you don't win an award, who cares? As long as people enjoyed your game, you made money, whatever. Is it really that
Kingdom
big?
Come
But
2, I think was also a success, wasn't it?
successful enough, I would say. But yeah, the dude, the head of the development team, he's big mad, and he's very much in his feels when it's all said and done with.
Yeah,
This
I think I voted Marvel Rivals on this one.
All right, so yes, this is for the best ongoing game,
It
and
should have been Marvel Rivals. Fuck.
let's see, best ongoing. You were between. Let's see, yeah, best ongoing. You actually chose. You weren't completely clear on it. You said Final Fantasy 14 or Helldivers 2. You were also talking about Marvel Rivals at the beginning, but
Yeah,
then
I think I
so
went cynical again and said, "Oh, they're definitely gonna give
right,
it to
right,
those two."
and so you were kind of doing this stream of conscious kind of thing, and I said I'm going with No Man's Sky on this because it is to me, you know, a game that when it first debuted had all the
Isn't
problems
this
that it
like its
did.
third award of this type too?
Possibly. I mean, they've been supporting this game for over a decade now, so the fact that they keep putting free content into it, and they've added in all these new features, and
I
just
swear it must have won like 1 year on Steam too, like the Steam Awards.
most likely, but it's a really good game. So that's why I wanted to vote for it somewhere, which is why I didn't vote for it again later because I'd already predicted that it was going to get it on this one. Um, so uh, so yeah,
All
I,
right.
I can't feel too bad about that. But the next thing we've got here is best mobile
I
game.
won, I think this
You
one. I
very
love
much did, and
Horse Anime Girl fucking game. Let's
you
go.
you asked me how it was that I didn't even know anything about it. I'm just like, I don't know, just don't really know
I
anything
knew
about it.
it. It would. I knew it would won. It was either that or Wuthering Waves.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't even actually have a real selection. I think when I was on Will's, I think I ended up choosing Persona 5 was what I went with over there, and that was only
Wait,
because I
Persona
really
5 is on mobile? Isn't that fucking. Wasn't it originally a fucking PC and Xbox and shit game?
I think that this is
It's like when
This
Civ 2 went on fucking phone, right? It's
right,
like,
but I think that this is a side title. This is an addendum kind of thing.
oh,
Like
so it's
this
Persona
isn't Persona
5.
5. This is Persona 5 colon the Phantom X. So it's like its
Okay,
own little thing, but it's just kind of there I think for marketing. But yeah, you were correct on this. And since that
let's
time,
go.
I have learned more about Pretty Derby. It seems interesting enough, and evidently the anime is enjoyed by a lot of people as well.
Gold
But
ship, best horse.
yes, but yeah, you totally got the points on that one. Then we got, of course, best independent game. Went to Expedition 33. Let me see if I can find what our choices were here. Let's see. All right. We were both wrong.
Oh, we were both wrong.
Yeah, we both chose Hollow Knight.
Damn.
Because I think we were thinking, like
We had to think that, oh, they're already
the indie.
winning
I
so
think it
many
was
awards.
right. Because yeah, and so we went for Hollow Knight on this one, and we went for Dispatch on indie debut. But Expedition 33 actually ended up getting both of the indie
They
game and
swept,
the yeah
swept.
yeah, which becomes very apparent as we go through this. The next one, of course, is best fighter. And
Uh,
On Will's predictions, I was correct on that. However, my, my predictions shifted, and over here, you went for Mortal Kombat,
Yeah,
and I ended up going for Capcom Fighting Collection because I wasn't really, I guess, paying attention. But I'm glad Fatal Fury won. Somewhere I was right on a prediction, but it wasn't for this show. And yeah, we were both kind of out on this one. But from what I've seen with Fatal Fury: City of the Wolves, looks like a decent enough game. I really don't play fighting games much anymore, though.
the only fighting game I own on Steam is the Bleach one that released recently.
Right, right. Let's see. Next one
Well,
we
that
got
is the
here.
most modern audience looking woman I've ever seen.
It's certainly out there. Um, anyways, we got best family game, and
We
winner
both got this right,
Donkey
I
Kong
think.
Bonanza. Yes. Best family. We were both correct on this one because
It literally the two awards having to do with fucking Nintendo we were right on.
right. On this show, however, on Will's, I believe I chose Mario Kart World on this one, and then I did Donkey Kong somewhere else or something like that. But yeah, we were both correct over here on this. Pretty much, if Nintendo is vying for an award, they paid for sponsorship for the Game
Yeah,
Awards. So the idea that they weren't going to win something I thought was laughable. So yeah, we hedged our bets and we were both correct there. Then we're coming up on the best action adventure game.
we had to have been both right on this, or
Let's
one of us is.
let's take a look here. Let's see. Action. Best action. Uh, let's see. Nope, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Uh, best action action adventure. Okay, so that's the reason why. All right. Action adventure. I have Hollow Knight. You have Hollow Knight, and the winner is indeed Hollow Knight. So yes, we were both correct on that one.
I
Which
really should bet money on all this.
yeah, which I think is fairly straightforward. Now, this is the other one that I was just getting confused on because they've got best action and best action adventure. Best action winner is Hades 2, and you chose Shinobi, and I chose Ninja Gaiden. We're both wrong.
Damn. I knew Hades was gonna win something though. Like
Right.
that was
You were
literally
pointing out that, yeah.
Aphrodite literally looks like a trans woman. Come on. Like her Aphrodite is known for her huge breasts, but they make her fucking small as shit in the actual fucking game.
Yeah, well, you did point out that you were surprised that we hadn't really voted for Hades 2 on anything. Um, but yeah, you mentioned it. So but you ultimately did not decide decisively that you were going to go for it. But you kind of hedged your bets on that, so you at least had it in the conversation. Best score and music.
We had to have both been right on this.
I
It's music in
believe.
particular.
Let's see. Best score, yes, Expedition 33 all around. Um, I was talking about how I really enjoyed Death Stranding 1 and the sound and the score and everything for that,
Did
but
Jeff
ultimately,
Stranding win anything, by the way?
it did not. It did not. And it should be happy just to have been nominated because I mean, it went from selling 10 million copies the first game to 2 million. So that goes to show how much people actually gave a shit about what was going on in that. And, not to say that it's a bad game, but it's certainly not to most people's taste. And,
I
and
mean,
they even shifted
I
their
feel like
design.
it's a bit of a boring game.
It's certainly meditative. When I play it, it's one of those games I could just sit there and just kind of do, and I can think about other stuff while I'm doing it because it's fairly mechanical.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, I enjoy it, but it's certainly not a game that has wide mass appeal. I I
yeah.
I
I
think it's
mean,
the
you're a male. I mean, you're not even a fun mailman like in New Vegas. You're a boring mailman.
that's valid. That's valid. Let's see. Next thing we got here, of course, best performance. Three of the
I
nominees
think we both voted for Claire
were
Obscure, but unclear which one.
from what I have here, because it's the very first one that we actually did,
Oh,
we yeah, we had both said that with three people being nominated, and Jennifer English having already won previously as that, and her being a woman, we both actually said, yeah, she's gonna get this award as well, and she did. And thankfully, she didn't talk about queer joy this time, but she did
I thought
talk about
she
being neuro.
actually. I
She
thought she did though.
Oh, no. She mentioned neurodivergence at the Game
Right.
Awards. It
Dude,
was it
like
was the
it's
other award.
autism. Like, what is this neurodivergent shit? I'm autistic, and it's literally autism. Fuck off with this neurodivergent
Right.
bullshit.
Well, you might not like the word autism, so they're gonna try to soften it for you. Like all this stuff is just entirely asinine. They're always trying to hide things way behind softer words and phrases and all that. But yeah, Jennifer English, her performance as well. But the more that you kind of
Well,
get into her own
to
internal
to
psychology, the more it kind of loses
to
me.
bring up something in the Fallout, like without going too much into it,
Mm,
in the Fallout video, there's something similar with a voice actress in New Vegas. So we'll get into that though. It's
indeed.
the characters section is the first one in the video, so we'll definitely get to it,
Right,
which
right.
will be interesting.
Yeah. I think we're almost done here. Let's see. Best narrative, of
I
course.
think we both had to do
Expedition
Claire Obscure.
33 wins on that. And yes, this was one where we were all correct as well. Because I think it's pretty straightforward, given the choices here. Clearly, Ghost of Yutai departure from Ghost of Tsushima, which is the story people wanted to have continued.
He
Uh,
literally invades Mongolia. Why would no one want that?
they were just thinking ESG money and whatnot. Silent Hill F also seems to be kind of a diversion from
I know. I
the
heard
previous.
they removed the fog. Like, what is that? The entire point of Silent Hill is the fog.
I can't say one way or the other, but yeah, the fog is pretty important to have there. It is kind of sets the whole tone.
I could
But
have seen them giving it to Kingdom Come too.
possibly. But you know, I don't know. I think Expedition 33 wins on all of its merits.
Yeah,
And this
I
one
mean it. I'm
fairly
just saying
definitively.
from my point of view, I could
Right,
see it going to that.
right. But yeah, we were both correct in that prediction. Then we got best multiplayer.
I
Uh,
think. Did I say Battlefield 6 or did I
nope,
say Arc Raiders?
we were both correct on Arc Raiders on this one. Uh,
Okay.
which I think is fairly straightforward. Easy to understand why. It's a great game. A lot of people enjoy
I'm
it.
gonna be honest. Before we move on from
Uh huh.
this, I saw that Night Rain was an option. I feel like co-op should be separated from multiplayer because they are clearly very different genres. Like co-op, you're literally cooperating, while multiplayer, you're literally against other players. Like it's very different.
Uh, you know, uh, you can pick apart these things and make them into
I'm not
smaller
saying it
subjects.
shouldn't
I
be.
know, right. But I'm just saying, like, you could make a whole other award for uh one versus the other. I think what the issue is though is a lot. There's not that many co-op games to begin with,
I
and
know that
so
I
and
wish Fallout would become co-op. I'd love to play like a game with friends that be in
yeah,
Fallout.
and so I think that the idea is that you just lump it in with multiplayer in general because it's just it's involving
Yeah,
other
fair
people
enough.
because otherwise
By the
co-op just
way,
doesn't really
Arc
get.
Raiders is literally a co-op game, though.
Oh yeah, truly.
Literally, well, not even the sense I'm talking about, though, because literally you don't even fight other players; they're all passive.
Right. um and but that isn't something that was inherently built into the design. That just seems to be something that's developed out of the people that are playing it,
That's
which is
literally
kind
the
of interesting.
players, right?
Yeah. Best game direction. uh
I think what are the options? It's so small. I
let's
want to
see.
say I said Claire Obscure.
Let's see. I'll have it here for you in just a second. Let's see. Um, yes, you were correct on Expedition 33. I was assuming that they were going to try to get Hideo Kojima on the stage, and so I went with Death Stranding too. So
Nah, they got the
I
other
was wrong.
Kojima, Todd Howard, to give an award.
Right. So yeah, I was not correct on this one, but I can't feel too bad about that because evidently uh, Claire
This
Obscure,
game
yeah.
awards was actually correct on a lot of shit.
Well, yeah, it was. I think that was kind of my most surprising takeaway from the whole award show itself was that it actually seemed rational and not so
Well, to be
corporatized.
fair, the Nintendo awards I think weren't rational, but like
Well,
that's a different story.
right. But more or less, though, for the most part, this was a big win for indie gaming in the sense that it showed up, and that's why. It, when the indie game awards went and pulled their shit with Expedition 33, it was kind of like, wow, you guys really don't even know how to appreciate all the
Yeah.
good work that this title has done for independent gaming as a concept. But we already mentioned all that, so we don't need to necessarily go into it again. Next one we've got here, best audio design. Of course, the one award that Expedition 33 did not win that it was
We
nominated
had
for.
to have both said
Uh,
Claire Obscure because it like
let's see. Let me double check here. Uh, mm,
oh, actually, I might have said Ghost of Yotai in this just to give them an award as a pity award.
Let me double check here. Audio design. You actually have on best game design. Believe it or not, you chose Ghost of DEI.
Damn,
And
I knew I said it. Like that's I couldn't even remember what I said because I
Yeah,
might have said Battlefield 6.
yeah,
This
and
had to have been, oh, they're gonna give it a pity award.
right, and we kind of moved along before I could really even give a definitive answer.
Really,
So
that's an I should have
so
fucking let
so
you vote more.
that's all right. It's all right.
What would you have said though?
With these choices, um, God, I probably would have gone with Death Stranding just because like it's a technical award. Um, you know, um, so either way, it's fun. But then art direction. I've got. You also in this one because you're like they're gonna give Ghost of DEI something somewhere, so you also chose Ghost of DEI here for that, and I chose Death Stranding because I assumed at some
The
point in time
exact
Death
same
Stranding is
thing,
gonna
it's just a
yeah, Death
different
Stranding is gonna
stage.
have to get some kind of win somewhere for something, and I know it's not gonna be for Game of the Year.
You got
So
nothing.
yeah, so we were both incorrect there, and then we've got, of course, the Game of the Year without hesitation. Obviously, easily was Expedition 33, and
We had to have both said
oh yeah,
clear obscure.
yeah, and let's see, I should have it under here under should be our last one. There it is. So yeah, Expedition 33 we both chose. And so when it's all said and done with, of the various ones that we did make predictions on, you got 15 points out of something like around 20 total categories that we predicted. And I got 12 points. So you did far better than I did. And but my main takeaways from the Game Awards this year was it was great to actually see Claire Obscure do as well as it did in getting recognition. The other aspect, though, normally when the Game Awards happens, it seems like it's more interesting for the games that they're announcing. But most of the things they announced this year, I have no interest in,
Yeah,
or
same.
lukewarm at best.
Two
And
fucking Lara Croft games.
right, and that high guard thing that the last thing that they showed, like the big get ready for this, and it was such a wet fart of
Fucking Concord, what version 3
right,
is the
and
meme going on because what was it? Marathon was Concord version 2, right?
right, and so yeah, it was. I just thought that was kind of interesting that this year all these things that were getting shown off are either things that are just rehashes,
Remakes.
remakes, yeah,
Yeah, it's
remasters,
so
or
dumb.
just so completely obtuse and up
Well,
their own
wasn't
ass
one
that
of the Lara Croft games a new game? The other was a
one
remake?
is a remake and then the other one is a sequel to the Dark Shadows series, or which it's carrying on from. So one is a remake and another one is a sequel to one of the previous
I'm
trilogies, something like
surprised.
that.
Like, literally, this was the time for Todd Howard to announce Elder Scrolls 6 with some trailer.
All right,
But, like, they've had years at this point. They announced it in 2018.
right. But yeah, it was an interesting Game Awards though this year, especially for me being as cynical as I am towards them. I and that did not work well for me in terms of predictions because they just did the right thing and they actually paid attention to a
Yeah,
game
but
that
I
kind of
was
came out of
just
nowhere.
as cynical, and I
Oh yeah,
somehow got 15 right.
right. But like I said, that was to me that was kind of the more interesting thing was that this year's Game Awards, they really cut down on clearly. Of course, they still had their